Going on? It's Sheev the Wise. Welcome back to Vader's Lair. We have an episode 2 Book of Boba preview going on right now, and then we're gonna kind of do some irresponsible speculation, if you will, and kind of speculate on what we might see the rest of this season. And then we're going to talk about some kind of big news in terms of the Star Wars schedule for 2022 and what we're going to get. So, let's get into the lair and let's talk about it. Let's go. What's going on, guys? Okay, so Book of Boba episode 2 preview. Honestly, we still don't have a lot to go off of, but we do have some, trailer footage and things that I expect that we'll see. And I do think that we're going to get some more flashbacks like we did in episode 1. And while episode 1 was kind of flashback heavy, and as far as most of that episode was flashbacks for the most part, I think this episode we might get a little bit more of the present. But I wouldn't be surprised if we do get a more flashback heavy episode this episode as well. And then it starts to kind of shift more towards the present around episode 3, definitely by episode 4. So welcome in to everybody just getting in here. How's it going? Daniel Fisher, Tim, and Ashton, Jedi Mike, of course. We is hyped for the Book of Boba episode 2 tomorrow. Wanted to get in a quick preview, so let's bring up the notes, the show notes, if you will, and talk about it. So I do expect that this episode we're going to get our first look at the Mos Espa Mayor. Now, a lot of this footage that we've seen has shown him to be an Ithorian. That's the hammerhead dudes with the kind of like fish face eyes kind of thing. Those are the Ithorians, and this is an Ithorian mayor apparently, and he seems almost like a crime lord mayor kind of figure, as that's kind of what we thought he would be in the initial trailers and whatnot. I do expect that we're going to see this character, and I think Boba is going to assume that those people in the red outfits that attacked him were working for the mayor, and that is a very well put together assumption by Boba and probably by Fennec. And bringing the prisoner to his front door like we see in the trailers is likely what we're going to see, and I expect it's going to be pretty epic moment where Boba's kind of asserting himself in Tatooine. I don't expect this show to honestly to be getting super crazy, and I think even though we all kind of had, we were all very excited for this show, and whether you had high hopes or not, I think episode 1 wasn't exactly what we were expecting, but at the same time we got a lot of the elements that we were expecting in terms of the Sarlacc and stuff. It just wasn't exactly what we were maybe expecting with the Boba Fett series. And now that we've had a week to digest from episode 1, I think, episode 2 is going to digest a little easier. We're going to get a little bit, the ball is going to start rolling down the hill, you know what I'm saying? And so by episode 3 and 4, I definitely think we're going to get more into the, Star Wars craziness of it all. But it felt very Star Warsy, episode 1. Overall, I'm very happy with that first episode. Another thing I think that we'll see in episode 2 is the speeder bike scene, or so we got the scene with the people jumping over the houses and whatnot, and we saw them, and Fennec captured one and kicked the other one, yeeted him off the roof, right? Just like Mace Windu. What's up, RF Gaming Channel? But and Darth Chaos, how you doing? I think that we're gonna see that girl though. I think we're gonna see the girl. I don't remember who plays her now, Sophie Thatcher or something like that, but I think we're gonna see that girl this episode, maybe episode 3 if not this episode, but I do expect we're gonna see her soon. And overall, I do think that the main portion of next episode is going to be Boba talking to the Ithorian, and kind of where it goes from there. It's possible the Ithorian is working for another crime syndicate or something, even though he is the mayor of Mos Espa. Oftentimes in politics and such, there is corruption, and Star Wars loves to dabble in politics, so yes, they do. And so I definitely expect he's going to be working for somebody, or, there's going to be someone above him, whether it's like a Kira kind of figure to lean into some of the things that we may or may not have heard in the streets, or, maybe someone else. We have really no idea who this mayor could be or who he's working for. All we know is that he's supposed to be an Ithorian. Now, with that being said, I'd like to bring up some irresponsible speculation. It's time to dig deep. Book of Boba, I think there's a little bit more to it. I don't know, man. Like, as much as I enjoyed episode 1, and it really was good, and it felt very Star Wars, like I said, I want more. And I know I shouldn't, just like Anakin. And so, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to buy in too much into the leaks, especially at this point after one episode. Like, you know, I'm taking it one episode at a time at this point. But, I'm just putting it out there. But, crazy theory time. What if the Ithorian is Kira? Yeah, let that sink in. Kira's now a fish face. No. Think about it. And again, this is crazy speculation. But for those of you that watched the behind the scenes of the final episode of The Mandalorian Season 2 with Luke Skywalker and how they put that together, we see behind the scenes how they did have Plo Koon. And, you know, we had heard that Dave Filoni kind of told the cast and everybody, like, Plo Koon is going to be who rescues Grogu at the end of this episode. And that makes no sense whatsoever because, you know, Plo Koon would have been long dead at that point. But we see that he actually, like, went to great lengths to make this happen, to make it look like they were putting Plo Koon in The Mandalorian. So what if, I'm just putting it out there, they do this with Marvel movies and such, because I don't know, like, I'm not trying to spoil anything, but there were definitely a lot of trailer footage in different past I can't speak. In past Marvel movies and shows and such where they doctored the footage or changed the little things, where in the actual show it was different. Whether it's Thor's hammer and Thor Ragnarok, where it's like literally a different background or what have you. They do that stuff with Disney properties, and I would not put it past Lucasfilm to do that. And with all that being said, what if the Ithorian is really being changed, and really that's Kira, as we see her many times wearing black robes while she's, you know, the leader of Crimson Dawn and in the Solo series, or in that solo movie. What if, you know, it's her, but they changed it and made it look like she's an alien? Just putting it out there. Crazy thought, crazy idea. I don't expect it. It's very irresponsible, but I'm putting it out there. Now, with all that being said, potential spoiler alert, not really, but there's been kind of rumors going around that Kira could potentially be in the show, which is why I bring this up in the first place. And we've kind of talked about it in the past, a whole bunch of leakers, and people are kind of confirming or saying that this is true. I don't know if I buy too much into it. Even in the past, I've said that I'm not sure that this is going to happen. It'd be really cool if it did, but, you know, that it'd be kind of taking a big leap, as not that many people read the comics. Even myself, like, I've read a few, but I'm not, you know, heavily dedicated to reading each and every single one of these comics. I do my best, though. However, most normal fans don't. They don't do that. And so it would be kind of big to be like, oh, here's Kira, who you saw one time in Solo, and yeah, Han Solo has a connection through her and everything, but, you know, it'd be kind of a long shot to say that she's going to be the big bad. So even if she's in this series, I think that there's probably someone above her. Who knows? Maybe not. Maybe she is, you know, the leader and Cad Bane is her lackey or whatever, her right-hand man. With all that being said, though, again, it's possible that Kira could be in this show, and that it could lead to someone that I honestly have barely talked about when talking about the Book of Boba Fett, and that's Han Solo. Now, in the past, I've kind of talked about it a lot, because at one point we did think that the Book of Boba was kind of going to be like his hit list, where he's going to be taking out people that have kind of done him wrong in the past. And who's done him worse than Han Solo, the dude that punctured his jetpack and led to him being put in the Sarlacc in the first place? So it makes a lot of sense to have Han Solo as someone he would want to go after, but then in a crime lord sense, like, I didn't, like, you know, bygones be bygones thing. Like, he's past that. It's been, what, 5 years or so? So, like, I don't know, maybe he's not that worried about Han Solo. Kind of doubt it, but who knows? But it would make a lot of sense that if Kira's in it, it could lead to Han Solo, and that would be crazy, as we've actually had reports lately from Sun Films, who I don't really trust, and then we kind of got it from, I think the Bestman Bulletin kind of backed it up and different things, and I'm just putting it out there because I've heard it from a whole bunch of different people, a whole bunch of different sources. There's a possibility that they brought back Harrison Ford at 79 years old, poor dude, to film and return as Han Solo for the Book of Boba Fett. Crazy speculation, like I said. We're getting all sorts of crazy out here. But real quick, because Sheev loves democracy. I love democracy, you know what I'm saying? We're going to do a poll. Do you guys think that Han Solo will be in the Book of Boba? Will Han be in the Book of Boba? Boba. You guys ever tried boba tea? It's pretty good. Yes or no? Will Han be in the Book of Boba? Let me know in the chat. I love democracy. Oh, yes. So, I kind of want to go over some of this Sun report. I don't know, again, how much I trust the Sun. I like the Suns. They're a cool team. Basically, the Sun report kind of talks about how it's been a long rumored that Harrison Ford could return. The 79-year-old star is rumored to have spent 3 days filming in London for a cameo scene in the final Book of Boba Fett episode. That would be cool, especially following up Luke Skywalker. And it kind of does make sense, and I wouldn't even put it past them to bring Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill back together and have Luke Skywalker and Han Solo back. Even they could even do Carrie's daughter and do all three. And that would be kind of a big nod to the sequels never even doing that. So it goes, yeah, so he spent 3 days apparently filming in London, and that is kind of interesting, and it would make sense as now there is a volume out in London as well. He allegedly broke off filming from the 5th Indiana Jones movie to do the scenes in which he will be de-aged using computer wizardry, aka Shamook. We love Shamook over here. The first of 7 episodes was about bounty hunter Boba Fett, began on Disney Plus last week, of course. And Han Solo was killed in 2015's Force Awakens, but the new scenes are set well before then, apparently, according to them, and apparently it would be a dream come true. So, I don't know, man. It seems I'm not fully on board with this. It would be freaking cool if they brought back Harrison Ford. And honestly, they could easily be like, Mark Hamill, help us out. Help us get Harrison on board. And with Mark Hamill going through the process, seeing how easy it is with the volume and everything, he's probably like, Harrison, you're printing money. Like, you're doing all this work over here for Indiana Jones. You'll probably get paid double the amount for Indiana Jones for doing one freaking scene in the Book of Boba Fett. And that's probably all that they need to do for Han Solo, is give him like one little part at the end of the show. And it would be hilarious if they have them not even interact. And like, kind of a nod to characters like Grievous and Anakin, who never interacted throughout all of Clone Wars, even though there's an entire freaking 7 seasons where the two characters could have. But I don't know, that would just be hilarious if they don't even have them interact. What are you talking about, Tim? Hey, what's up, Mike Porter? So yeah, all of this is freaking irresponsible speculation. Don't believe any of it. But I do kind of want to get into one other thing that Star Wars Newsnet brought up, and it would be the potential of bringing up, so if Solo 2 were to happen, as many fans kind of do the hashtag make Solo 2 happen kind of thing, like there's a lot of fans that want to see a Solo 2, and they kind of bring up the prospect of Boba Fett being in Solo 2. And I think that would be a brilliant idea, fantastic move. It would definitely make a lot of sense. And if that were to happen, you got to put jeez. Why is my brain blanking? You got to put Daniel Logan in the suit of Book of Boba Fett. You already have all these other actors playing past characters, whether it's Han Solo or Lando Calrissian. You have all the actors that have been changed and kind of made younger. Why not just bring in Daniel Logan for a Solo 2 to play Boba Fett? You hear what I'm saying? I don't know. It would just make sense to me. But that's just, wishful thinking also. So I'm not really going to get too much into that article. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think Han Solo is going to be in the Book of Boba Fett? And do you think if they were to have a Solo 2, would you want Boba Fett to be in that? Let me know in the chat. How's it going? Ashton says, what Mando and this show has taught me is that Tuskens are way better than Jawas. F Jawas. Yeah, Ashton, I'm with you, bro. Because the Jawas, they're little rascals, man. They're little Utini. Like, that's probably like a cult chant. They're out here, like, doing some crazy stuff. Bro, what were you talking about, Tim? Your friendly neighborhood Green Bear says, I think I need to make my name longer. No, please do not do that. Please don't. What else were we saying before? Yeah, it would definitely be a big nod to how much the sequels crapped it. For sure. How's it going, Mike Porter? I hope you're doing good, my friend. Ashton also said a little bit ago, I don't think they do a major flashback like that just to bring in Han. I'd rather see Vader in a major flashback. That would be dope. I kind of, there was one point we kind of had heard that Vader could be in the Book of Boba, and I don't really know about it anymore. Like, it would be kind of cool, but I'm not expecting it. I'm not really expecting it. It would be dope. Reeferman Reviews says, I'm predicting that episode 2 will be way better than episode 1. I mean, we can only get better, right? Yeah. And along with, my earlier predictions, I definitely think we're going to see Tashi Station and a bunch of other stuff in the flashbacks, because I do think we are getting flashbacks. But, hey, Mike Porter, rest up, my brother, and I hope you feel great soon. I definitely hope you feel great soon. Much love to you, Mike Porter. All right. Where was I? Sorry. Definitely got to take care of my man, Mike Porter. Much love to him. Everybody send him love in the chat. That's my guy. So, I don't even remember where I was. And there is one big thing of news that I did want to talk about, but we've been kind of blowing through this already. So, if you guys have any kind of predictions for the Book of Boba Fett episode 2, let me know in the chat. My biggest one is that we're going to see the Ithorian mayor, and that we're going to see probably the Tashi Station flashback scene and him kind of fighting those Red Key Raiders, or the mayor's men or something. I do think he'll probably be inducted further into the Tusken culture in the flashbacks, as well as by the time we see him in The Mandalorian season 2, he's already like got the whole gaffy stick and black cloak going. So I do think we're going to see him go further into that, and I do think that the Tusken child is going to be a big part of the next episode or two as well in those flashback scenes. And heck, we could even see, maybe Boba Fett tries to unite the Tuskens with him as well. We've already heard kind of in the trailers that there potentially could be a war going on, or to some sorts, or at least that's kind of what Fennec Shand says. So who knows, maybe there is kind of a war between rival gangs and such that breaks out, and Boba Fett needs the Tuskens to help him, and that connection with the child and that other leader of that group and tribe is somewhat what could potentially help him unite Tatooine together to defeat this enemy. I don't know, just putting it out there. Hey, Steve Starenka says, sup Sheeb, got the Vader's Lair shirt in the mail. Much love to you, Steve. I got mine in the mail as well. If you guys want some Vader's Lair merch, check out the description below. It's pretty sweet. It's nice. It's comfortable. Soft material. Very nice fit. Very good sweaters. I think, Steve, you might have got a shirt, if I'm not wrong. Let me know. But they're definitely freaking nice. So go check out the Vader's Lair merch. We're probably going to do some with our latest logo. So go check it out when we do put that up. Make sure to be in our Discord to have a chance at looking at it and, being the first to see it. And yeah, go check out our Discord. Smash the like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. And a big welcome to you if you are. Welcome in. episode 2 of Boba. Let's go. Okay. So, Tim puts in the chat. I'm going to pin it. It is the link to the website for the merch. So go check that out. Ducky Momo says, what did you say, Ducky Momo? I wonder if those are the same Tuskens that were in the Crate Dragon episode of Mando. And that's why Nana was watching from the distance. I don't know who Nana is. Maybe that's one of the other Tuskens. That is possible that one of them is from there. You probably meant Boba. Boba's watching from the distance. So some of the Tuskens look different, but it's highly possible his group was part of it or watching. They actually look distinctively like some Tuskens that were in the concept art for a unfinished Boba Fett arc for the Clone Wars. So recently I saw on Twitter somebody had posted, and Daniel Logan had kind of quote tweeted it. It was a post showing some of the concept art and different things in which Boba Fett and Cad Bane, that's right, Cad Bane, joined together to rescue a girl from a group of Tusken Raiders. And these Tusken Raiders actually look strikingly similar to the Tuskens that Boba Fett is now with, at least in the concept art. The concept art is very key to it because that's all we really get. And some of the concept art for the Tuskens had them in sort of different tribal kind of attire, similar to the ones that we get in that first episode of Book of Boba. So maybe there's a tie-in between that and, I think it could be a hint to Boba Fett killing Cad Bane in the series. Let's go! Alright, what else did we say in the chat? Much ups to you, Ducky Momo, for that question. Yes, yeah, I saw that now. Ashton says, Ayo, Vader's Lair. You see my message about Boba needing the Bacta at the end of the episode right up there? Let me check. Because that's interesting. I am very highly intrigued with that. Hey, Steve Storanka, big thank you to you again for getting some of the merch. Much appreciated. Ashton says she wrote, as for Boba needing the Bacta, I think it's because those electric staffs were knocking grunts out with one touch, and Boba took like 5 hits and straight grabbed one, so that's why he needed it so bad. No, yeah, he definitely looked like he was in a bad spot. A lot of people were really hating on him, being like, Boba got his butt whooped and this and that. Like, at the end of the day, he's not a Jedi. Like, he's a bounty hunter. And while Boba Fett is the baddest bounty hunter, like, Jango Fett got his head cut off. Like, dude, yeah, sometimes you get hurt. Sometimes you're down bad. He'll bounce back. That's what Boba Fett does. I mean, he fell in a Sarlacc pit. Come on, y'all are, oh, he's so weak. They make him look, yeah. The dude's down bad right now, man. And not like that, but you know what I'm saying. Chat or chat. Oh, ha. That's a good one, Reefer Man. Ducky Momo said, I saw someone mention Bacta addiction on a different stream. I don't know if that's a thing, but if so, Boba may be addicted. No, I actually did, but I got that idea from Star Wars Theory, because Star Wars Theory did this whole little, like, it might have been like a 20-minute video, but basically it was a video on what if Anakin was addicted to Bacta. Because, after he got burned and everything, he just would take baths in the Bacta. So what if he got addicted from being in there so often? And so I kind of just took it, and like when I saw Boba was like, put me in, like I need more. I was like, oh, this dude's got the itch. He's got the Bacta addiction that Anakin had. Lucasfilm looks like Saints compared to Warner Brothers, says Goku. You're not wrong. He is a survivor for sure. Steve Storanka says, is there any chance that the female Tusken is Fennec? Not sure of her origin. I'd say probably not. At this time, Fennec is probably doing assassin stuff and probably doing assassin kind of guild work up until we see her in Mandalorian Season 1 when Boba rescues her. So I'd say it's probably highly doubtful, but I know that there is like a male and a female Tusken, and they do seem kind of to be, husband and wife kind of thing. But I don't think so. It'd be really cool if so. I mean, heck, my friggin' idea about Kira being the mayor is crazier than that. So, sounds like Theory be smoking the back. No, yeah, it was definitely a fun video. It was a fun video. I'll tell you that much. Daniel says, thanks, Green Bear. Yeah, Destiny's Child for sure. Okay, so I think it's time to talk about kind of the big news. And I honestly feel like this has kind of been going under the radar in terms of news, because I heard this from Star Wars Meg personally, and I trust a lot of what Star Wars Meg kind of reports and talks about just because she does her homework. She's one of the best in the game. She's a good friend of mine. So when she says this, and I kind of did a little bit of my own research, apparently the Andor show, that's right, the Andor show, we had previously heard it was going to be 12 episodes. And while that is true, it's also apparently not true. We recently got confirmation, or at least had kind of had a nod towards Andor having a season 3 being put into works. Season 3, how is that possible when season 2 is not a thing? Well, apparently this year we are only going to get 6 episodes of Star Wars Andor, or the Andor story, or whatever you want to call it. We're going to get 6 episodes instead of the 12 that we previously had thought. Now, this kind of makes a lot more sense in terms of the slate for Star Wars this year, and I do want to kind of talk about this because it means a lot of big things for the schedule. Now, while there will only be 6 episodes this year, season 1 that initially was going to be 12 episodes apparently is going to be split into 2 seasons. So 6 episodes this season and 6 episodes for next season, which will air next year. And that also gives us more content for next year as well. And it makes sense with kind of how the Disney Plus series had been kind of going from that 6 to kind of 8 episode range. So this is really actually super big news in terms of the fact that we recently got confirmation from, Disney Plus kind of showing us in the coming soon slate, Obi-Wan is apparently going to be coming soon. Now, I don't think it's coming soon as in like right after the Book of Boba, but I kind of did some math on the schedule here, and bear with me because this is kind of just mental math that I did and some stuff that I looked at. Like, I just looked at the calendar kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? So Book of Boba is going to run until February 2nd. That makes sense. Super Bowl is happening a couple weeks after. They own all these properties. They're trying to make sure they don't intertwine. And they'll probably have a Marvel show at some point after that. I'm sure She-Hulk or whatever is coming up is going to be kind of going from February. And then there might be a gap, actually. We kind of had thought that, with Andor supposedly being like 12 episodes, The Bad Batch season 2 coming out this year, supposedly being that 16 episode range like we got with season 1. Even Mandalorian hopefully coming out at the end of the year. It just felt like there was no way all of this Star Wars was coming, but it was like, yeah, 2022 we're going to have a Star Wars show every week. Well, Andor kind of being cut in half changes that a little bit. And I think there might be a 2-month period where we go through February to the end of March where we don't really get anything new. And that's okay. There's 2 months right there. That's probably the biggest break we're going to have between content. And we might even get who knows what in between, right? But March 30th, I think we're getting the first episode of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. That's a big claim that I have right now. Like, just putting it out there, but that's coming soon. That's within the next 2 months, 2 to 3 months, because that's at the end of March. Within 3 months, I think March 30th, we are getting the Book of Boba. March 30th is also a Wednesday. And guess what? 6 weeks from March 30th is none other than May the 4th, which is also a Wednesday, meaning if Obi-Wan Kenobi show airs on March 30th as the first episode, the 6th and final episode would air on March 4th or May 4th for Star Wars Day. It makes perfect sense. So honestly, at this point, I think March 30th might be the date that we get Obi-Wan Kenobi. And honestly, I was thinking about it today, kind of thinking, what if this means Obi-Wan, with Obi-Wan coming soon, like I didn't fully expect it to be soon. But originally I was thinking, 4 to 6 months? Like, this might happen in less than 3. And it doesn't feel like Kenobi is coming, but it's here. It's around the corner. We're going to get Book of Boba and Kenobi almost back to back. That's insane. But, I mean, this is all speculation. I'm just putting it out there because it makes a lot of sense. And if we did get that first episode of Kenobi on March 30th, May 4th, here we come, baby. And then we'll have a whole lot to talk about. And I'm sure there might even be announcements that come out from what we get in Obi-Wan just a couple weeks later when we have the first Star Wars celebration in 2 years? So I think it's going to be dope. I think May 4th, we're going to get that last episode of Kenobi. Maybe we won't even get the first episode of Kenobi until then. But I just feel like going from January to May is a very long time between shows. Or, February to May. That's a little bit of a long time. Kind of for what we thought. Plus, Bad Batch is still coming out this year, which we can presume is going to last over 16 weeks with 16 episodes. But who knows, man? Maybe the Bad Batch will be less. Andor is apparently going to be 6. So we're getting a lot of Star Wars this year. I'm really hopeful we'll get Mandalorian at the end, but I'm not counting on it. Let's see what we're talking about in the chat, though. And this is definitely some out of the world speculation, but this is what I'm thinking at this point. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm right at all. Don't think I'm saying that. Let me see what's going on in the chat though. Went back a little bit too far. Ducky Momo said we never saw Jango die, just his helmet go flying. He could have pulled a turtle and ducked his head. No, we definitely saw the shadow of Jango's head, actually. If you watch Attack of the Clones, you can actually see when it happens, the helmet shadow of the helmet flies this way, and then Jango's head flies that way. Irresponsible is definitely more fun, Ducky. Don't tell anybody different. I'm definitely not right. We still get Bad Batch Season 2 at some point. Exactly. And Bad Batch Season 2 is probably going to be at least 14 to 16 episodes. Hey, what's up, the gold package? How you doing? Yeah, let's go, Steve Starenka. So, again, don't take my word for this, but I feel like Obi-Wan days on May 4th. Oh, wouldn't the finale be that much better on May 4th? I don't know. That's just my thinking. Plus, it says it's coming soon. Like, it's soon. I don't know. I'm hopeful. Probably too hopeful, if I'm being honest. Lucasfilm has done nothing to make us believe that any of this is going to happen, but I just wanted to. Pulled the turtle, y'all. I'm dead. Yeah, that was jokes. He just like... Oh, he missed me. Poor Boba. That's a good mantra. What did he say? Speculate wildly. Lay expectations responsibly. That's perfect. Yeah. Slap that across a t-shirt, Daniel Fisher, and I'll buy 20. That's what I gotta say. What do you guys think, though? Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think Book of Boba is gonna just suck? Do you think Obi-Wan is never coming out? Do you think Andor is gonna be trash? Are you part of the fandom menace? Let me know in the chat. Just playing. Tim says May 4th might be a possibility, but I don't know. It's possible. It's possible. I can't say anything, but I'm pretty sure this could be true. Pretty sure. I don't know. Don't take my word for it. Hell, cancel me if I'm wrong, but I'm currently in the poll because I love democracy. 58% of you say no, Han Solo will not be in the Book of Boba Fett. And that's from 19 votes. So a whole bunch of you say no. That's over half. But because I love democracy and the fact that I can overthrow it, I say yes. So take that. Sheev, I love democracy, man. I am the Senate, and I decide what happens. You will put Han Solo in the Book of Boba now. Tie him into Kira and everything. Steve Steranka says, I like the theory. Either to start or finish on May 4th. Yeah, and that is the hope. I don't know, because, like, think about it. May 4th, how many months is that from February? February, March, April, May. Oh, man. They might make us wait. But I'm hopeful. March 30th, please. That would be nice. That would be very nice. Tim says, I want everything to be good, you know. I want everything to be good, you know. And if they don't even have 1 year after they shot it, I feel like things take more time. But what do I know? I'm just speculating too. No, usually they do take about a year, though. And it may have been that one special scene for the finale or whatever was shot that day. Because they don't really... The shows don't always film in order. And while I've kind of heard in the past that the Kenobi show did, for the most part, shoot in order, it's very possible they kind of went out of order for one little session on May 4th where, you know, Ewan McGregor himself kind of talked about shooting a special scene with a special someone last May the 4th. And while I agree usually things take quite a long time, projects usually do take about a year in my kind of opinion and expertise. And I wouldn't say expertise, but in my opinion, projects do take about a year. Sheev is the leader. Do what Sheev says. Yes, my apprentice. Do it. You must put Han Solo into the Book of Boba Fett. Tim says, I'm thinking Bad Batch Season 2 May 4th, because that would be exactly 1 year between Season 1, I think. Yeah, it would. It would be exactly 1 year between seasons, but I've been a firm believer that we're not getting Bad Batch until the back half of this year. It'll probably come out after Andor, in my opinion, because Andor is 6 episodes. And the thing you got to think about, they have to, when dropping a show like the Bad Batch, there's a lot in that. When you think about how it went last year, they literally had to change the schedule from Friday release dates to Wednesdays so that Loki wouldn't interject with it. And then they stuck with the Wednesday release dates. But they did that to not interject with Marvel, and we have a whole bunch of content coming out this year with Marvel, Star Wars, everything on Disney Plus, right? So you got to think about it this way. When Bad Batch comes out, they want to make sure that they have room for it. There's nothing Star Wars coming out around that time. And we have kind of heard that Obi-Wan and Andor one was going to kind of be before the other. I also didn't hear much about Bad Batch being in production. And while obviously for animation, they can do that a lot quieter, and there's a little bit less people working on sets and stuff, because, you know, there aren't any sets. They're making the sets. For, you know, Bad Batch, I didn't hear stuff about Bad Batch being worked on until the end of last year, or the end of this last year. And I'm talking about, like, you know, October, September time, which was actually after Kenobi had wrapped and after Andor had wrapped as well. So while certain people had thought that the beginning of this year after Book of Boba was going to be Bad Batch, and then it was going to be Andor, and then Obi-Wan, or Obi-Wan and then Andor, I don't honestly think we're getting Bad Batch until the end of next year, probably around the same time, a whole year after they worked on it. So about that October, maybe August, just after May kind of thing. So that's what I think. It'll probably be the show after Andor or after Kenobi. I think it'll be after Andor, if I'm being honest. Do it. That was a good one. I surprised myself. Tim, I bet you, like, I think Ian McDermott had done like a whole bunch of takes for that, and like there's like a big story to when he says the line. That was fantastic. That was a good one. Tim says they moved all shows to Wednesday and all movie releases to Friday. Yeah, well, obviously movie releases have kind of always traditionally kind of been Friday so that people go see it over the weekend, you know? And especially with big movies like Marvel and Star Wars, they want to do the same thing. And it makes sense, especially with movies not performing as well, that they would want to release them Friday. And yes, obviously Spider-Man was coming out at the end of this last year, and they didn't want all that stuff to interject it. But they did that months in advance. Months and months and months in advance. They could have honestly shown Loki. What was after Loki? Was Hawkeye the next thing after Loki? I think it was. But Loki, Bad Batch, they could have kept everything on Friday up until Hawkeye, to be honest, and then put it Wednesday to then. But they changed it then, and obviously it was to make sure, like I said, that Star Wars and Marvel were not, overlapping. They weren't giving us too much content on one day. You got to make sure that they stay subscribed. And that's the other thing you got to think about. They want people to stay subscribed. They want people to stay subscribed. They want, not for, they don't want people to, Obi-Wan's coming out. This is what I'm saying. Like, they don't want to go 4 months between Book of Boba to Obi-Wan, because then there's 4 months where a normie fan is just like, Book of Boba wasn't even that good anyway. I could just wait 4 months and not pay my Disney Plus subscription so that I don't have to pay for it, and then Obi-Wan comes out, and then if Obi-Wan's good, I'll pay for it again. So they want subscribers. They want people to pay monthly. I want people like me that watch this stuff religiously will pay for the whole year subscription. Not everybody does that, and if they're not putting out content like Andor Andor right after Kenobi, what do you mean that's not facts? What if? Yeah, what if season 2 is supposed to happen eventually too? Yeah, no, Chillmonger, it's definitely the 3 a.m. Eastern part. And that's annoying too. Honestly, no, it is the Wednesday thing, because if it was, it's both. It's both. if it came out like 9 p.m. Eastern on Friday night, that would be 10 times better. Just saying. Just saying. That threw me off. Way off topic. What were you talking about, Tim? Sheev and Theory need to do a Palpatine impression face-off. Oh no. Oh no. The Theories is really good. I'll tell you that. Like, I had a top tier one a minute ago, but I'm almost afraid to. I almost said it. I'm almost afraid to say that again because I don't think I'm gonna do it as. Oh no, I don't think I'm gonna do it as good as I did last time. Tim, I'm sorry, bro. I don't even know anymore either. Who knows? We'll get the Star Wars when we get it. That's the truth. That's the cold, hard truth. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Kenobi will come out before? I don't know. When do you guys think Kenobi will come out? If not the end of March or May 4th? When do you guys think? Because I don't know what life is anymore, Tim. I don't know. But thank you guys for being here and dealing with my crazy self. I don't know. That was the biggest news that I've freaking heard in a minute, and I feel like no one else was really talking about it. The fact that Andor is going to be 6 episodes this year, 6 episodes next year, and before we've even seen it, they're already greenlighting this next episode or this next season or whatever it is, season 3. I don't know, man. It seems kind of crazy. Real quick, just because Book of Boba is tomorrow, I do kind of want to talk about this Deadline article, because Deadline does some stuff. They said it's kind of talking about the, premiere and how Book of Boba was kind of received. And I don't know if you guys have kind of been online lately, but it's kind of a mixed bag. People either really, really liked it, thought it was good, or, just 7 out of 10, kind of like myself, or they didn't like it at all. Excuse me. And so, Deadline says that Book of Boba Fett premiered viewership 13% higher than Hawkeye. That doesn't mean it was better than Hawkeye, or it doesn't mean any of that stuff. It's just saying that 13% higher viewership than Hawkeye did, which is actually, I think, pretty good, to be honest. It's probably, I think I'll even talk about it here, it's probably not as good as The Mandalorian or The Bad Batch or some of those stuff, but the fact that it, competed with Hawkeye and did better than its first episode, and while Hawkeye is not a very popular character and Boba Fett actually is, that kind of, in a sense, like, I feel like there maybe should be a little bit more of a gap, but also Marvel probably has way more of an established fan base currently right now. Like, obviously everyone and their mom knows Star Wars, likes Star Wars for the most part, or has at least heard of Star Wars. But most people in the modern era have gone to see a Marvel movie at least, or know the Marvel movies. So they're kind of similar. One's kind of just more in the know right now. Tim, real quick, I'm reading some of the chat. Kyle Carter said, "What if?" Dropped after Loki, but before Hawk. There you go. That's okay. Thank you, Kyle Carter. Much appreciated. Steve Saranka said, "These 3 a.m. releases got me wanting to move out to the West Coast. They're getting rough, dude." Steve, that's got to be so rough. And I'm sorry, East Coasters. I'm not the one that does it. It's not me. And, 12 a.m. is still not good for someone that gets up at 6, but yeah. So reading up here, Ashton said, "I think it's smarter to do Andor before Kenobi, but I could see them dropping Kenobi on May 4th. Yeah, I think, well, we already kind of have confirmation that Kenobi is before Andor. And I think that'll be smarter, honestly, and maybe give us even more context into Andor. Because they could even be similar time periods, or at least Andor is probably a little bit before it, I presume. I don't really know though. I forget. I did the research at one point, but Tim also said, "Dude, it's just mad confusing how they're handling Andor. To be honest, it is a little bit. Like, I never really heard, like, it seems like they put together those first 12 episodes, and maybe that's why they had K2SO actor and everything. Like, maybe they." They were gonna have them in season 2 or season 1, and season 1 was gonna be 12 whole episodes, and then they were trying to cram it into 2022, and like with all the other content this year, they're just like, let's cut it into half, because probably at the halfway point there's a way for them to like kind of cut off and do season 1 wrap, and then season 2 is then the next 6 episodes that would have been made up the back half. It is really freaking weird though. Like, I don't know. That's just weird, but that's what we've heard, and it, I guess, makes sense based on the slate this year. So, Ducky Momo said, "Dude, going on about over delivering and all killer no filler. Episode 1 being anything less than a 15 out of 10 was going to leave some of us disappointed." You're not wrong at all, bro. And like, it is really. I blame Robert Rodriguez wholeheartedly. No. But I mean, for sure, the people that worked within it were really hyping it up, and a lot of us content creators were as well. So yeah, give us the blame, let us know. But episode 2 is probably gonna be a lot better if you didn't like the first one. I liked it. Ducky Momo said, "At least you did this stream before 1:30 a.m. for us. Sorry, East Coasters." Yeah, I did it at a reasonable time today because I got off of work at a reasonable time. Whatever. Daniel Fisher, yeah, RF Gaming said, "No lies, I miss West Coast living. Shows release earlier, NFL games wrap up, and you still have all night to do stuff. I may move back one day." Life is good on the West Coast. I mean, it's I gotta say that it is pretty expensive living on Titan. I'll tell you that much. And some of you may not understand that, but it is very expensive living on Titan. Um, Ducky Momo, yeah, adjust your expectations for sure. And I think the episode 1 was that. It was slapping us in the face going, what were you thinking? And we were, oh, I'm sorry. This is good though. Kenobi! No, I can't do the Sam Witwer Kenobi. Like, if you guys have seen that video of Sam Witwer doing the whole Kenobi thing from Rebels, that's some impressive work there. And, like, I could do a Killer Sheaf, but you try to get me to do Sam Witwer's Darth Maul, and you got another thing coming. Back to this deadline report. I'm all over the place today. Episode 1 of the Book of Boba, apparently Wednesday through Sunday, so basically throughout the week, had a viewership of 1.7 million US households that tuned in to learn more about the mysterious bounty hunter, yada yada yada. The audience for Book of Boba, measured by Samba TV across 46 million TV devices, with a panel of 3 million. Geez, what the heck? I don't know what the math is in science, but deadline I kind of mess with. Loki. It says Loki was first prominent Disney Plus Marvel series to drop on a Wednesday. That series still ranks at the highest 5-day premiere for a Disney Plus series per Samba TV, which clocked at 2.5 million US households. So almost double. I think. Yeah. Well, 1.7 to 2.5. So about 0.8 million less people tuned into the Book of Boba than Loki, which that's a lot of people, but I mean, Loki had a lot of hype around it as well. And honestly, if you're Marvel or if you're Lucasfilm and Disney, you guys barely friggin' promoted the Book of Boba until November. Like, I had some people that didn't even know about it until like literally Christmas Day. I had my grandpa going, what's this thing I kind of recently heard about? I'm like, oh yeah, I've been hyped about that for 74 years, Grandpa. Mike Porter said, you were saying it's expensive to live in California. My part of California. Yeah, it's Python. Steve Staranka says, I'm going to put my faith in Rob Rod and think it's going to keep ramping up. I think so too. He says Boba eventually going to start laying the smack down. Yeah, he already started to be honest. Like, that's the other thing. Like, I don't know, like, what more people wanted from the first episode other than like a big cameo. Like, we had Boba smacking down people. Like, yeah, I think honestly people's biggest thing was his Bacta addiction, where I need the Bacta, and he's all beat up on the ground. Like, Ducky Momo says, to be fair, people are actually working more than they were last year when Loki came out. That midweek drop was easier. That's true. The Pandy has a huge factor into viewership, especially on a Wednesday. And like, that's the thing, man. It makes me so agitated that they do these Wednesday releases now. Like, at the same time, like, cool, because we get it earlier in the week, but you're messing up my sleep schedule. You're messing up everybody's sleep schedule in the chat. What are you doing to us, Disney? Ah, God. Hey, big ups to Tim for being the mod. RF Gaming Channel says, no Sheev. We had Boba getting smacked by people and instructing Fennec to go get him. Rah! Well, that is true. But that's what crime lords do. What do you want? What do you want? What do you think? Loving these spam. What do you think that Jabba did, or Bib Fortuna? Bib Fortuna wouldn't even have been able to handle that smackdown. First of all, someone else in the chat earlier had kind of pointed out, and I'll bring it up again. He's getting stabbed by like 7 of those shocky shock things. Like, I mean, Luke couldn't even handle Palpy's, little finger bolts. Hey, good work though, Tim. Much love. No, yeah. There definitely was a lot more people not working during Loki, though, for sure. But Book of Boba still landed. It still kind of performed pretty well, it seems, from what I've kind of read throughout here. It outperformed Hawkeye, as I said before, which was at 1.5 million. So it did about 0.27 million more than Hawkeye, 13% higher. Pretty good performance, I'd say. And while it's not the, big outing, like, again, when you're barely promoting your series until like a month and a half before, that's what happens. That's what happens. Peace to those bots. Yes, we must destroy them. Show no mercy. I'm killing it today. Steve Starenka said Mando season 2 finale had 1.1 million viewers, so 1.7 sounds pretty good. Really? Well, then this deadline is a liar if that's true, because I feel like there's no way more people tuned in. Maybe that. I think Steve Starenka. So, okay, it's 1.7 within the first 4 days. That's the thing you got to think about. Mando had 1.1 million that night, most likely, which is insane. And of course it did. But that's still a very good performance, I think. You just got to, like, that's the thing to think. You got to think about these little things. So 1.1 million was probably in that one night for the Mando episode, which is insane to think about. And that was also right before the pandemic. So, greetings to you, Avi Aki Dosi Labitos. I hope I said that. Avi Aki Dos Labitos. I hope I got that right. I probably butchered it, but greetings to you. Do you think Grogu will be in the Book of Boba? Cheers. Cheers to you. I hope I got your name right. And from what I've heard, yeah, I do think so. I don't expect it anytime soon. I don't expect it to be a very big role or like a prominent, like I don't expect him to be a reoccurring character. But I think we definitely could have a few glimpses of him for sure. I do think so. Ashton says, did you see it, Sheev? I'm so proud of it. What'd you say? Thank God. I'm glad I got that right. That's a dope flag you have on your name too. That's lit. What'd you say, Ashton? I'm so proud of which? Hey, Ashton, you already know I'm proud of you, my G. Much love. Overall, though, I think the Book of Boba is going to get more viewers as we go on. I don't know if the finale of it is going to get 1.1 million viewers on that one night, but I do think 1.7 million through the first kind of weekend and first like week of it being viewed is pretty solid outing. I think it's going to go up from here. I don't know, though. Some people might be turned off after the first episode. I think more people are going to be, tuned into this one. I expect probably a higher number for episode 2. We'll see though. I don't think the way episode 1 went, people like my grandpa aren't probably running to their TVs to go watch episode 2 or anything. But and I don't know if East Coasters are even like, down to stay up for episode 2. Let me know in the chat. If you're on the East Coast, I'm so sorry if you are. Are you staying up for the Book of Boba episode 2 on Wednesday morning or, Wednesday morning at 3 a.m.? Are you staying up at 3 a.m. to watch Book of Boba this Wednesday? Let me know in the chat. What is we saying in the chat? Hey, you good, Steve? I was just thinking about it. That's great observation, though, Steve. Also, thank you. Kyle Carter said, and Boba wasn't 100% to begin that fight. His first back-to-back got interrupted. Yeah, that is 100% true. I haven't really talked about that, Kyle Carter, but someone did point out that Boba's Bath-the-Tank, session was interrupted by Fennec as people were coming to greet him with, their offerings. So he didn't get the full back-to session, and that's why he's, I want to go back. Water. Like SpongeBob in that one SpongeBob episode. Water. I need it. And that's what I need. I need some Book of Boba. So, big ups to you guys. We've been going about an hour. Much love for dealing with my crazy self. Thank you guys for coming to the lair. I hope you've had a great time tonight. Still working on that video. I know I'm the slowest editor on the face of the planet, but thank you guys again for tuning into the channel. If you're new, make sure to subscribe, and a big welcome to you. I appreciate you for being here so much. Thank you again. Make sure to smash the like button, hit the subscribe. Before we go, if there's anything else you want to let me know in the chat or any last thoughts you have before tomorrow night's Book of Boba Fett episode, put it into the chat now. We're going to go over it, and we'll probably get out of here in the next 5 to 6 minutes. But with that being said, make sure to come on by tomorrow night as well. We're going to be doing the Book of Boba Fett watch party at 11:45, maybe 11:30, depend. We'll see how early we go, or we'll see if we do, final prediction stream or something beforehand. Maybe I'll just be editing the video that I friggin' need to edit. Spam me in my Discord if you're not there already. Go check out my Discord. It's in the link in the description. You're going to be surrounded by a bunch of other Star Wars fans that like to talk about the latest stuff, like to talk about Star Wars just like you. So make sure to join it, and then you can make sure to, put the little @ and then do @Sheev the Wise. Make your damn video, and I'll do it. I'll do it for you. Make sure to subscribe, though. Go check out our merch. It's great. It's good stuff. Go check out the merch, though. Go check out the Vader's Lair Twitter. Anything else I forgot to plug, Tim will make sure that I'm covered, because Tim is the greatest ever. RF Gaming Channel says my sleep schedule is all over the place, so maybe I'll watch live, maybe not. Anyone's guess at this point. Yeah, I feel ya. If I wasn't, if I wasn't a Star Wars content creator, I probably wouldn't stay up for this at this point. If I was you guys, I don't know if I would tune in to Sheev's watch party, but I think you should. You should definitely watch. Episode 2 is going to be better. And I do believe that wholeheartedly. I think episode 2 is going to make you want to tune into episode 3. Ashton says, nah, he needed to go back to the Bacta because he got effed up by the electrical staffs, and we're taking people out with one touch. Yeah. Tim says, I feel weird spamming links, but here you go. Thank you, my young apprentice. Now, go forth. Enjoy your days. Make sure to subscribe. Do it. Or else face the wrath of the full might of the Sith. I hope you guys have a good one, though. And I'll see you tomorrow for the Book of Boba Fett, episode 2. Peace out. Oh, thank God I can stop doing that voice. It is intolerable to keep doing it. Oh, thank God they don't have to listen to me blabber anymore. So much unresponsible speculation. Oh, wait. They can hear this? Oh, no. Do it! Hey, big ups, X-Wing. Much love, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Do it. God, I need like a whole button to push. Just be like, do it. That would be great. Right at the end, X-Wing, always. Hey, much love to you guys, though. I'll see you tomorrow for the Book of Boba Fett, episode 2. Much love. Peace.